no place like the Q. Family, this is your favorite queer radio personality, Anna DeShawn, and this is Queer News, your favorite weekly news pod where race and sexuality meet politics, culture, and entertainment. This is your number one stop for queer news done right, only on E3 Radio. Now, y'all know we are in holiday mode over here. Everybody is not working, okay? It's time for rest. I support this, but I'm also committed to you all. We are not going to miss a Monday. We need each other, and I'm not going to miss a Monday. But we ain't going to have no standard episodes either, okay? So we're going to be dropping interviews and me guesting on the Bad Queers podcast, which has become a tradition. Yes, I love this end of the year tradition we've started. This is year 3, where we go month by month, telling our top stories, sharing our commentary, laughing a whole hell of a lot, okay? Those are going to drop on this feed next week and the following week because there's 2 parts. It was a long year. 2025 is one of those years we will want to forget, but we will find ourselves talking about it for generations to come. So be ready for the next 2 weeks, okay? But today, we'll get to share an interview with a good friend that I met attending the conference called SOS, Saving Ourselves Symposium. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Marvin in just a little bit. I can never do an episode without thanking the QCrew, though, because without their financial commitment to this podcast, I don't know if we would still be here right now, to be honest. They helped to cover the cost of our editor, Ryan, who I wouldn't want to do this podcast without. And so if you believe in the work we do, you believe LGBTQ stories need to be amplified, and if you love and respect how I report on the news and tell our stories right here on this podcast, consider it. Consider joining the QCrew. It starts as low as $5 a month. That's less than a coffee from your favorite coffee spot per month. What you got? If you want to join those seriously, a link is in the show notes. And you already know we have the Queer News tip line. Yes, always open if you've got a Queer News tip. But it's the holiday season, and we know this is a tough time for so many of us, for so many reasons. And so I wanted to give some love, send some inspiration. I know y'all got tips out there on how you all get through the holidays. And so I asked you all to send me in some voicemails, and you did. We're going to share 2 today. These voicemails are so good. I hope they bring smiles to your faces. I hope they bring you a little bit of joy during this holiday season. After hearing these, if something sparks in you, please send me a voicemail. A link is in the show notes. And so now, without further ado, let's take a listen to these holiday messages and our special interview for this week featuring Marvin Anderson, who is living his life with purpose and on purpose. Marvin reminds us that at 52, it's not too late to reinvent yourself and do something different when you've been called to do this work. Family, I really hope you enjoy our conversation. And until next week, peace.
Hi, this is Adele with my 2 little ones, Cocoa Beans.
Hello. Hi.
And we wanted to share some words of encouragement. We'll start with Coco.
Merry Christmas. And I hope you have the best Christmas ever.
And Beans?
Merry Christmas, and I also wish that you get through these tough times with a positive attitude. We hope that you got this. You got this.
And as I always say, as someone who deals with sometimes seasonal depression myself, give yourself grace, feel your feelings, write them down, and also don't be afraid to kind of set your boundaries during the holidays, but also talk to someone that you love. Be encouraged and know that someone out there loves you. We love you. We send you light and encouragement and wishing you happy holidays because it has been tough. So much love from Adele and Cocoa Beans.
Yeah.
And I have one more thing to say. I hope Santa gives you presents, everyone.
All right, let's see.
This is Janae calling from the D.C. area. Sending everyone lots of love. I think the biggest advice I have is be a straw, not a sponge. Everything has to go through. Let's do that this holiday season instead of soaking it up. Things that feel hard, just let it roll through like water or like a milkshake, but let it roll through. Sending everyone happy holiday season. We got each other. Later.
Family, it's your favorite queer radio personality, Anna DeShawn here, and this is another exclusive interview right here on the Queer News Podcast. I met the Marvin Anderson, at SOS, Saving Ourselves Symposium, and we've been cool ever since. And let me tell you, when you're there, you can't miss Marvin, because he is fly every single day. It's Marvin. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you for the compliment. You clean up well too, so don't be acting like I be by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something, I got a wife as a stylist, and she is the only reason I look clean on any given day. You do this yourself, and I'm just letting y'all know. He take it serious. You understand?
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here on the award-winning podcast. Let's not forget that. Okay?
Come on.
Clock that.
Okay. Sometimes I don't say it. All right. And people be like, excuse me. I'm like, you right. You right. You are not wrong about this thing.
Yes.
Family, if you don't know, let me just tell you a little bit more about Marvin. All right. He's a speaker. He's an advocate. He's an artist. And today we're going to talk about his art and how he got to that place. Marvin, I saw you perform at SOS, and I can't remember which track it was, but your work really centers around destigmatizing HIV.
Absolutely.
And I would love to know how you got to that point of creating this music and why you decided music was the way you wanted to get your message out.
You know what? It's really still unbelievable to me that I've done a whole EP, a whole project, 2 videos, almost 3 videos, working on the last one for this project. Purpose always prevails. I'll just say it like that. Purpose has the ability. Purpose is a vehicle. And purpose has the ability to take you in the right direction if you would just follow. And so for me, I simply wanted to create something that had the ability to reach outside of the silos of the spaces that we are at all the time, talking about HIV, talking about destigmatization. So when I sat back and I thought about, how can I do this? How can I reach people that need to hear this message of destigmatization? How can I do that? And initially, I'll be honest, because I've done spoken word before, and that was like my pocket and my comfort zone. And so it's like, I'm going to do, and I've done a spoken word album, and I produced that and streamed that. And so I was like, okay, I'll do a spoken word. I'll do spoken word. I'll just write about destigmatizing HIV. And when I began to write, I wanted to go outside of the box. I have 2 chosen nephews, and I was like, hey, you produce music, give me some tracks. I will write my spoken word to tracks. And let me tell you, my chosen nephews, they are rap and they hood. You know what I'm saying? Like they are hip hop like down. But I wanted to reach that artist. And so we understand that urban communities and Black people, specifically in the South where I'm from and abroad, are disproportionately impacted by HIV, which even carries with the stigma. And so I began to write. And when I began to write, my head started bobbing. This is really how it happened. I started writing, and I was really trying to spoken word it. And it ended up coming out another way. And so it didn't just happen, but it's like it just happened. And because I do have history way back in the day, I did sing, but I have never rapped before this project. I have never spit before this project, but I can write. And so I just began to write, and I began to like the syncopation and the pacing and the rhythm. I just got into it. And here we have a project, Living Beyond Red. That's just how it happened.
I love happy accidents.
It's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
Accident.
That's exactly what it was. And might I add, it's working. Most of the individuals who I've had an opportunity to perform it on stages inside of the silo of this work that we do. And thank you for being an ally in the HIV movement and the work that we do. But I didn't expect to get awards that I've gotten for this project. I didn't expect it. But I get people who are outside of this community, who are not living with HIV, to be like, oh my goodness, I hear what you're saying, but this applies to my life too. I hear what you're saying, but this applies to me too. I hear what you're saying, but this can fit for this also. And that's what destigmatizing is, to normalize. And normalizing means that you get people to identify with you where they are. And yeah, happy accident, and it's working. But that's how it happened.
And that's how the creative process works. If you open to it and you let it flow, you start one way or thinking one thing, and then you get inspired and something else transforms, and you're like, oh, that's what we was working towards?
That's what we was working towards. You know,
I'm here for it.
Yeah, and then from there, I was like, I want to do some visuals. I was feeling my Beyonce, like, look, I'm a queer, I'm a same gender loving man. So I'm like, I need visuals. Like Beyonce got visuals, I need visuals too. So I was just like, and really, I was just really trying to see how can I bring greater impact. So if I can get videos, and if I can get videos of this message, which is also entertainment and art. And so I'm putting my activism and my advocacy with this art, and I merged them together. But how can I get people to engage in it? So we got the music streaming on all platforms. And so it just so happened, I was like, I want to do a video. And I was like, I need to find a producer. And so I went and found and I didn't want it to be clinical. And I wanted it to be to identify with communities, like I said, that needed to hear the message. You don't need to hear the message. I don't need to hear the message. So who needs to hear the message? So I found a producer that produces rap videos, that produce urban hip hop videos. I was like, yep, that's the producer I need, because he's going to stay outside the box. So we did the first video, then we did the second video. And so it just took a life of its own. And I just obeyed purpose. I just followed purpose. I just got in a vehicle of purpose, and yes, I'll take this ride. Take me where you want to go. I'll go. And it's landed me here on this award-winning podcast. I'm here. So I'm really excited, at the same time overwhelmed with goodness and joy that I get to do this work, and I get to do it in a way that is fresh and exciting, and it brings joy to me to be able to do this. Listen, at 52 years old, who decides, hey, I'm going to be a rapper, and I'm going to rap about this advocacy, this activism work.
The Marvin Anderson decided that, child. And we talked about living beyond the red, right? You rocking the merch. I see you. And I was listening to the song, and there were a couple of lines, which I really think is part of the reason it's relatable. And people can say, oh, you're talking about me too. Do you have these lines that say, I'm alive and I'm living.
Yeah.
I'm alive and I'm winning.
Yeah.
And coming out of COVID, right? Everybody trying to find out who they are. Oh, I did make it. I made it through.
Yeah.
Right? I am alive and I'm living.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not just surviving. Maybe I am thriving, but at the very least, I'm living.
I'm living.
Right? And because I'm living, that means I'm winning. I think that's just a very relatable line.
Yeah. And that comes from a deep place, because it was a moment where I had to realize, oh, wait, I'm alive. Oh, and I'm winning. That was real to me. Like, dealing with the stigma, dealing with the shame, dealing with all of that. And then to realize this project helped me to realize, wait, I'm alive. I'm living. And so whatever living means to you, whatever living means to the listener, and whatever winning means to the listener, a win for you may not be a win for me. A win for me may not be a win for you. But I think to hear those lyrics and to embrace it, in whatever moment or state that you're in, even in the order that it goes, I'm alive, number one. And because I am alive, I'm winning. That's really what it is. Like, I'm still here. I'm still standing in the midst of all of the stuff that is going on, all of the stigma that comes against persons like myself who are living with HIV and thriving, might I add. You know, I felt that lyric was becoming, and all of these lyrics just came from a place within, And it was just authentic.
Yeah. Now let's talk about the other track, Not the End. Not the End.
Yeah.
Come on.
Not the End was me remembering when I got my diagnosis. And I remember in that moment when I got the diagnosis, I decided that day that I was going to live.
Mm-hmm.
I decided that day. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that you and I share is that we're both queer Christians. And so I knew in that moment, the day in the room, the doctor gave me the diagnosis, when the nurse was there, and there's a track on there that opens up that tells a story about that. I needed a moment. And when they left the room, I said these words, I shall live and not die. And I had to decide it wasn't the end, that I wasn't going to be overwhelmed with HIV. I wasn't going to be overwhelmed with a diagnosis. I wasn't going to be overwhelmed with any of that, that it was not the end for me, and that there was a life after HIV. There is so much life to live after HIV. There's so much life that I didn't think that I would have after a diagnosis. Listen, and you would have told me this 15 years ago or 12 years ago when I got a diagnosis, you could have, not in a million years, because you was telling me that I would be at SOS conference and be empowering powerful people like yourself, who takes up space in a powerful and empowering way for others. The people that I've met, the artistry that HIV had to birth out of me. Because if I hadn't got a diagnosis, I wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't have an EP. Maybe, but I don't think so. But it was the purpose that birthed something out of me that I didn't even know what was inside of me. And so it's not the end. There's life after HIV. And so that's what Not the End was all about. It said, wait a minute, still here, I'm alive, I'm winning, and this is not the end. There's more life to live. There's more advocating to do. There's more art to create. There's more empowerment to empower people. Because my common thread was that empowerment coaching. That was my common thread. And so how do I merge all of this together and bring impact, and to bring change and eradicate change, and to help eradicate stigma?
Yeah, you have a line in that song. It says, it was the beginning, but I thought it was the end. And I think that encompasses everything, the essence, really, of that song. And you talk about the blending of art and activism. And I saw in one of your descriptions, you called it Artivism. Tell the good people.
I would be great to think that this is my thing that I came up with, but Artivism has been around, and it's basically creating space for individuals who have a call or purpose, or a call to activism, or a call to advocacy, to take that work and to couple it with the art, to be able to express their activism, to be able to express their advocacy in a way they can identify with the non-conventional person, or they can identify with the non-traditional person. And so Artivism can be an individual that's doing their work through artistry, through painting, through dancing. So whatever your art is, whatever your gift and your talent is, you take that and you couple it with your work, and you amplify the message through your artistry to be able to reach people. And it may sound grandiose, but it's really simple. Just pick up what you're doing. And I remember one of my mentors, Anita Ray, who does great work based on Houston, Texas. Anita Ray, she's my mother to this work. And I remember when I first started in the HIV advocacy world, and I was sitting down, I was doing some training, and she was like, once you get the foundation, then bring yourself to the work. And so that's how Artivism is. You know, much like you've done. You found this space and it's this podcast world, and you just killing the game. No, I am going to come in here, and I'm going to create space for myself, and I'm going to advocate for queer communities like ourselves to make sure that we have a voice and that we're heard.
Absolutely. And I had never seen it before. And I was like, wait 1 second, let me make a note. I'm going to ask Marvin about this word. Because I love when we take what we're doing and give it a name. I think that's often what gives us the language we need to express exactly what's happening to us and for us and out here in the world. And so I was like, I'm asking Marvin just about this. Now, I know you're performing And I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't ask how people can book you, because I feel like you made this art, okay, so people could hear it outside of the echo chamber, so you could educate people through music, not only about your own journey living and thriving with HIV, but also how you can also be part of the solution to get to zero. So I just want you to put yourself out here, okay? How can people book you to perform? You know what I'm saying? How can people download the music?
Listen,
Let's go.
I'm streaming on all platforms on the D. Marvin Anderson. I am on Apple Music. I'm on Spotify. Wherever music is streaming, the project is there. Just Marvin Anderson, Living Beyond the Red. My YouTube channel, The Marvin Anderson, has all of my videos there. My videos are also streaming on the Apple Podcasts, Apple streaming as well. So I'm streaming everywhere. Then I have a YouTube channel, The Marvin Anderson. I'm on Instagram, it's The Marvin Anderson. So if you hit my inbox if you want me to perform. But I have to be honest with you. I remember when I finished the project and I was in the studio and one of my chosen nephew was there and he was like, okay, what you got to do next is we got to work on your performance tracks. And I was like, wait, who's performing? Like, no, like this is shout out to Wake Forest University and their artist cohort, which is how this all got started. Wake Forest University had an artist cohort, which is a part of the Compass Initiative, Gilead Sciences. Shout out to all of those great people. And so I was like, I apply, right? And when you're in it, you're doing a grant and you have a deliverable that you have to deliver. And so I knew I wanted to deliver good work. Right. I knew I wanted to deliver. And so I went through the whole process. I did the project. Never in a million years am I thinking, oh, when this is over, folks are going to be calling you to come and perform it. And when my nephew was like, you got to get your performance section, I was like, who's performing? I just wanted to do this. So when you talk about a happy accident, no one has ever said it, but when you talk about it was a happy and purposeful accident, I had no idea. I just thought I was just going to do an EP and it was going to be it. And then people was like, oh, yeah, we want you to come to the Stigma Conference at Howard University. Oh, yeah, you're going to be coming to perform at SOS. Or yeah, you're going to be coming to perform at USCHA. And I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't sign up for this part. I just wanted to do a project that destigmatized. Like, this is the true story.
You only make the money on tour. Mark, you got to go on tour for the people.
Listen to me. And I'll be honest with you. And hopefully I'm not a wrong person. I'm just like coupling like everything that I experienced with creating this project. And one of the things that I faced was ageism. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, because
sure.
Look, you 52. You 52. Do the project and move out the way. This ain't that. But it actually has become that. And so, yeah, they can reach me in all of those spaces. And I'm generally shaking in my boots and I'm nervous every time. And every time I have to tell the imposter, like, I belong here. This is my project and we're doing this work. And so, yeah.
You better affirm yourself. Uh-huh.
I have to.
Affirmations around
Listen, because it really was all about purpose and it was really all about destigmatizing. I just didn't, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this performative work, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to answer and check all of the boxes for this grant, and I'm going to give them us a good project and this good EP, and then I'm going to go back over here, back to doing what I was doing.
The people had other plans, okay? The people had other plans to extend the reach of your work. And I'm glad that they did. Yeah. I'm glad that you did what you did. I'm glad everybody said yes when they were supposed to say yes. And now
the universe said yes. You know what I'm saying? The universe said yes. And that's what happens. And I keep saying this because I want people to understand that, yes, it's about a project. Yes, it's about destigmatization and a project that promotes that. But what I also want people to understand is the purpose of it all. And that if you say yes to purpose, the universe will say yes to you.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
So be on purpose and reach out to the Marvin Anderson, okay? And then do it on purpose, okay? You give me your purpose and you do it on purpose. You understand?
You better be a booking manager. You better work.
What are we doing here?
I give you a cut.
We are all we got out here. This world is crazy right now. Life, stay lifing. And if we're not supporting each other, what in the world are we doing? So family, you got your marching orders. You know what to do. You got the call to action. You're going to be on purpose, live on purpose, just like Marvin. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So go download the track. Okay. Share it with somebody because he preaching all up in it. Okay. It got a beat. It's got a beat and a message.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all go support Marvin because if we ain't supporting, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
We all we got.
We all we got.
Family.
We are all we got.
This is Queer News done right. Okay. Latest.
Queer news, queer news, queer news.
If you've enjoyed what you heard, rate and review us inside your favorite podcasting app. This podcast is written and produced by me, Anna DeShawn. Podcast editing by Ryan Woodhall. And brought to you by E3 Radio and distributed on The Cube. We are Queer News Done Right.